Hey there, welcome to day 2,422 of What You Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom, and I hop on every day and keep a pretty much a video log of what I'm doing, what's working, what's not working. As I originally went from, excuse me, the brick and mortar corporate world of businesses to the online world of business, I spent the vast majority of my career simultaneously owning, building, growing, buying, selling, operating my own businesses while working in corporate America. I spent over a quarter century in corporate America while having my own businesses on the side. I want to thank my dad for teaching me that as a strategy because it gave me a whole lot of advantages, both in my corporate career as well as in building businesses that I probably otherwise would not have figured out. Lessons I learned really, really quickly early on in terms of what works, what doesn't work, the stress of doing different things, etc. Now, I'm going to admit I didn't do a lot of it right. I did have a sudden cardiac arrest in 2010 because I wasn't living my life right. I was totally out of whack when it came to taking care of myself, with respect to physical well-being and health, diet, exercise, boom, none of it was proper for me to sustain life. But I was just busy running through my life doing a gazillion things. And I realized that that wasn't the best strategy for me. So changed everything up in 2010 and beyond. Uh, I don't think I would recognize or probably even like myself, my old self, very much in some aspects in terms of uh, the way I was showing up in the world. Everything was stressful and frenzied and chaotic and hard, right? It was harder, and I was making my own life harder than I needed to. Well, today we're talking about, and I create a couple of pieces of content every day in a pretty relaxed, casual way because that's how I want to live my life now. I don't want to be always, and if you ask my kids, I'm still pretty high strung and tightly wound, but a whole lot better than I used to be. So today we're talking about, and this month we're focusing on, I do an annual challenge. This year's annual challenge is the Let's Grow annual challenge. So every day I'm creating a short video and a write-up for an action item, a daily action item. It's a small thing. Usually it's just a little thing. Like today we're just thinking about, we're talking about volunteering and contribution growth. This whole month we're focusing on the contribution area and aspect of our life and how we can grow and continually improve and become the version of the person we want to be that shows up in the world and how we show up in the world. So today's topic is volunteering. And I shared a couple experiences I've had volunteering that were just so incredible and so rewarding and enlightening and fun, and things that I want to do more of. And our action item today was just what's something that you've done and or what's something that you would like to do in terms of volunteering. Maybe you're going to volunteer to teach a course. Maybe you're going to volunteer to be on a committee. Maybe you're going to volunteer to help in a community cleanup, a local food shelf, a shelter, a fundraising event. Volunteering takes infinite possible forms, and whatever feels right to you is the right way to volunteer. But I did share, and I continue to be in awe of the fact that whatever I volunteer at, whatever I put out into something, I get back much more than I could possibly ever give into that. It's why I don't mind giving things away and sharing information and helping other people, really, even if they just ask. It to deal with a situation or a problem or a challenge that they're facing, because I know that the more I put out into the world, the more I personally get back. And I think a lot of people aren't there right now. Sometimes it just seems like we look around the world and everything is just blown up and chaotic. But I find that if I turn off the noise, meaning if I ignore the media, and social media is included in that, and I turn off the noise of all the nonsense and I just focus on the people around me, I realize that 99.9% of it is all made up to influencing us in a way that is for whoever's putting out the information wants to influence us, not what's necessarily right for us. And sometimes we just need to step back, turn off the noise, breathe, go for a walk, just sit outside with the sun shining on your face and say, how is this making me feel? If this is making me feel upset, angry, frustrated, and there's a lot going on right now that some of that makes me feel that way, I know I need to take a personal timeout. We give kids a timeout. Sometimes we adults need a timeout to just sip our coffee in the sunshine and remind ourselves of what's important to us. And a lot of all of the nonsense and craziness that's going on, number one, it's not really impacting us. It's not really affecting us at all. And number two, it's not our reality, right? The media paints and the world paints a picture of one reality, or the reality they want us to see. But most of the time, it's not the reality anyway. So we just need to remind ourselves of that. And I find that every 4 years, whenever there's a presidential campaign, I need to personally remind myself of that guess what? This is crazy. People are lying right and left, and it's almost impossible for any of us to work our way through the lies and work our way to what is the truth, what's real, because reality, each of us have our own reality, right? And so we need to remember that, and I need to remember that, and that being kind is a lot more important to me. But it doesn't mean I'm going to swallow everything hook, line, and sinker. It means that I'm going to think for myself. I'm always going to think for myself. And I encourage everybody else to do the same. All right, I'm off on a tangent. If I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, have an absolutely fabulous day. And I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.